Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make a very special meal. I'm going to use that overripe plantain over there. Yeah, you don't throw that away at all. Let's jump right in. I'm using some cilantro and then I'm using some thyme as my herbs for this recipe. That's the sidekick. My ground stuff, I have garlic, ginger, and some onions. And then I have some dry ingredients here. That's grains of salam, peppers, and then cloves. And then I will add a little more ground ginger. And I've chopped them all and they will all go into my Kaklo. I also have some flour. I have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And so I'm just going to start prepping my plantain for this recipe. I try to make this recipe very short because it's a delicacy. Everybody loves it. It can eat it as a snack or just a whole meal. But it's kind of complex. It has a lot of stuff to it, and everyone does it their own way. But this recipe, it's super yummilicious, and I'm glad I'm adding those herbs to it. So yeah, I'm just pouring everything in a bigger bowl, and guess what? I'm using a potato masher to mash my plantain. This is a super easy way for me. It's so convenient, and after I don't have too many items to clean. I don't really like washing dishes after cooking. I'm not that type. I love to eat. I love to cook, but not cleaning. Another reason why I use the potato masher is helps me to mash every chunk of plantain that I want to mash. And if I want to leave huge chunks in it, I know which ones to leave. Like I have control over this process. And it's clean, it's neat. I don't have to worry about double cleaning after. Nothing gets stuck onto the masher, and so after I just dip it in some water and voila, I am so done. This is great. This is a nice way of making this dish, and you can try it and you attest to this fact as well. Ha! At this point, I'm just gonna pour in my blended garlic, ginger, and onions and go back into it, mixing everything, making sure that all that stuff is well incorporated into the butter. Okay, so right after I'm going in with the dry ingredients, and then I will just, add the ginger. You want it to have a more gingerish flavor and kick instead of pepper. So I like it this way. Ginger is not too hot, and so you get, kind of a blend, kind of a mild spice in your meal as well. If you don't really like it too spicy, just skip this step. I mean, just skip adding the ginger, or you can just add it a little bit, just for the kick. So all I'm doing now is mixing everything, making sure that all the goody stuff are well incorporated. After we are getting closer and closer. All that freshly chopped herbs and then the spring onions, this is where they come to play. I added this time just so I can maintain some freshness in the batter. It's just so divine when you bite into this meal and you bite into some fresh onions or thyme. Uh, it's so nice. It's so delicious. All I'm doing is mixing. I'm just mixing everything, making sure that all those goody, freshly chopped stuff are well incorporated. Now, all I have to do is to add my flour. I first went in with the first half of the flour, that's half a cup, and the flour will help to hold all that yummy batter together, and the moist too will be retained. You can use corn flour if you want, but all-purpose flour gives me that consistency that I want, and I'm able to control everything. Okay, so I'll add the last part of the flour. And now all I have to do is just mix it. Just keep mixing it. Make sure that the flour is equally distributed into the plantain, and everything is, well connected together, because this food can be eaten just by itself. You can eat it like a snack with, some peanut, or you can just eat it with some beans, which will be a whole meal. It's super yummy. The herbs and everything, trust me, this is really great. This is it. Look at the batter that I have. This is super great. Great consistency, great texture, and it's gonna come out well. And so we have come to the final stage of making this. Well, look at that batter. It's gonna taste really great. I can't wait to taste it. So I'll prep my oil. This is gonna be deep fried, so I'll prep my oil and just leave it, wait for it to heat up really well, and just go in with my batter. This is how it's done. You can put it in any shape or form that you want, but this is what I used my spatula, quick. I want it done really fast. So what I'm doing is to make sure I fill all the spaces in there. It's kind of a nice way of deep frying. I mean, it's kind of a way that when you're deep frying stuff, you fill the pots and fill all the spaces. So, everything boils at a really good temperature and heat. And by now that with me, heat is everything in cooking. You want to leave it for some time and just turn it over one time and look at it. Look at that. It's already started browning. And you don't want to keep this on fire for too long. It takes like within 10 minutes or less than that, you should have your kaklo ready. Now here is another trick. I'm adding some fresh onions to bump up the aroma. Hey, have you ever wondered how some of the street food tastes so good and smells so good, and it never tastes like the one you have in your home? This is one of the tricks that they use. My mom is a food vendor, and so I learned this trick from her. So putting in the onions in the middle of, the frying process kind of rejuvenates all the aroma from everywhere. The oil, the plantain, and everything comes up together again, and you have that flavors going on whilst the food is cooking, right? This is smelling so good. The kitchen is smelling super good. It should be here. All I'm waiting for is for it to turn this brown, like golden brown, and then I'll take it off the heat, and that will be it. It's so easy. Like, you just have to get your spices and your ingredients right. And the herbs. I'm a herbs lover, and trust me, adding that cilantro and the thyme to this recipe is divine. Nothing is overpowering. Nothing is overtaking the other person. No competition amongst the spices. No competition amongst the ingredients. Look at this. Yummy. It's moist. It's crispy on the outside. And it is super yummilicious. So now, baby. Wait, dear. Look at that. It's just so divine. I love the fact that I was able to shoot this recipe. It's taken me days and weeks to plan this, and to think that I've done this today, I'm super excited. I know that you will enjoy it. You can eat this just like that as a snack, or you can just add some beans. In actual fact, I have some beans, so I served myself some beans and then some kaklo. This food, hey, I ate it in the afternoon. I didn't have to eat again. I have a recipe coming up for how I make my yokogari. Do you remember that food? Yes, yokogari. Look at the beans that I've boiled and that oil. Wait till I post the recipe. You will love it. You will love it. Yeah, I just served myself some good meal like I do always. I'm sorry you can be here, but just make some for yourself and enjoy it. I made yokogari too for my husband. So, in as much as I was going to eat this, my husband was going to eat that. Look at this yumiliciousness. I love you. Have a blessed day and subscribe to this channel. Mwah.